It's quiet now, just you and me. The world fades out so peacefully. Your hand in mine, I close my eyes, and time just stops like stars align. No words to speak, we feel it all. In this small space, we rise, we fall. A moment like this, so soft, so true. I found forever just by finding you. You reached for something I could be, but I stayed silent, couldn't see that sometimes love just needs a start. Not perfect words, just open heart. I watch the moment slip away, a touch I could have let you stay, but fear spoke louder than the chance. So I just let go of your glance, sense. Hands I didn't hold still haunt me when it's cold, like promises I never made, or answers I was too afraid. They passed me by, both warm and near, but I stood still and disappeared. And now the space I try to fold is filled with hands I didn't hold. You didn't ask for something grand, just someone who would understand. A simple reach, a steady grip, but I let go before slip. Regret's not loud, it softly stings in little, almost tender things. A brush of skin, a chance once near, now echoes I alone still hear. Hands I didn't hold, our stories left untold, the quiet ways we turn away and live to miss another day. No storm, no fight, just slow decline of what was nearly yours and mine. And all that's left, if truth be told, are hands I didn't hold. We spoke in circles, soft and low, avoided where we didn't go. The question lingered in my chest, but fear convinced me silence best. You waited longer than you said, with patient eyes and lowered head, and I just smiled, pretending calm, while everything inside was gone. If I could ask again, would you still say no? Would the night have cracked a little more? Would we have let the silence go? I don't need a second chance, just time enough to understand what slipped away back then. If I could trace your words like folded lines from letters I now read to find a moment missed, a voice unsent, a love half built and never meant. The heart remembers what it lost, not always loud, but always cost. And sometimes all it takes to bend a future shape is one word's end. If I would ask again, not to change the past, but just to feel your gaze once more before the stillness came so fast. I'd hold my breath a little less, I'd take the chance, confess the mess, and maybe it'd still break again. But I would ask again. I wasn't looking up that day, too busy walking thoughts away. But something soft broke through the gray, a quiet spark that made me stay. You didn't speak, just met my eyes and bent the silence into light. No questions asked, no sudden birth, just something changed. You smiled first. You smiled first, and time stood still. The world fell quiet, but my heart filled. You didn't try, you didn't chase, you simply lit that empty space. A kindness born without rehearsed. It all began when you smiled first. It wasn't love, not right away, but something in me asked to stay. The kind of warmth you can't define, but know it's been there all the time. Before a word, before a name, before the yes we later claim. It started soft without a plan, a simple smile that said I can. You smiled first, and I replied with every fear I used to hide. unscripted, unrehearsed. The day it changed, you smiled first. The trees are bare, the wind is cold. November comes with stories told of hearts once close, now far away, like leaves that drift and slip away. I walk these streets with quiet steps, each corner filled with past regrets. Your sweater still hangs by the door, but you don't walk here anymore. November leaves fall soft and slow, like all the words we'll never know. I hold your name beneath my sleeve and let it go with autumn's breeze. Your voice still lingers in the air, in every scarf, in every stare of strangers passing in the gray, like echoes that have lost their way. The coffee cools, the silence stays. You left in such a gentle way, but gentle still can break the soul, like falling leaves we can't control. November leaves fall soft and slow, like all the words we'll never know. I hold your name beneath my sleeve and let it go with autumn's breeze. And though the fire has long burned out, the ashes sing, they cry, they shout a lullaby the cold wind weaves, of love, of loss, of autumn leaves. November leaves fall one by one, like every dream that came undone. But still I breathe and still believe there's beauty in the ones that leave. Where my eyes found you, we didn't speak, not right away, but silence had so much to say. A glance became a kind of thread that tied the words we hadn't said. Maybe it was nothing more, but I had never felt it before. That stillness in a crowded place, that slow and certain kind eyes found you, everything felt new, like someone turned the sky to gold and stopped the world I used to hold. No need for promises or plans, just your face I couldn't understand, but I remember what was true. Where my eyes found you. We didn't say a final word, no echo, no goodbye was heard. Just stood beneath the hallway light, two strangers fading into night. Your hand was warm but let me go, like leaves that fall without a show. And though we never said the end, it settled soft like autumn wind. Slow dance in silence, hearts out of time. We moved as if love's still alive. No music played, but still we knew this was our last waltz. Me and you. The room stood still, our feet unsure. We swayed in pain we can't endure. Your eyes met mine but didn't stay, like light that slips at end of day. No tears were shed, no voices raised, just memory in empty space. And in that hush I felt the fall of everything, of losing all. Slow dance in silence, hearts out of time. We moved as if love's still alive. No music played, but still we knew this was our last waltz. Me and you. I wish we'd screamed or said goodbye, but silence sang the loudest cry. Now every quiet room I pass still holds the echo of our last slow dance in silence. I still recall the way we moved before the fall. No melody, just fading light. Two broken hearts that danced good light. I didn't know your favorite song, or where you like to be alone, but somehow I was drawn to you, like gravity that no one knew. We hadn't talked for very long, still I was writing us in song. the kind of love I didn't plan, but found myself already in. I didn't notice at the time the way you made the silence shine, but looking back it's all so clear. You were already pulling near. I was falling before I knew, before I asked, before I grew into the kind of heart that stays. You were already on the page. I was reaching without trying to. You were the sky I never flew. I was falling before I knew. I tried to keep the pace I knew, but you kept bending all the rules. I smiled too much, I stared too long, and every quiet felt like song. You weren't a plan, you weren't a sign, but you were something I called mine. Without a promise, without proof, I found my truth inside of you. I was falling before I knew, before I could explain it to you. Like flowers bloom before they name, I loved you long before it came. I was falling soft and true, like rain that lands without a cue. Yes, I was falling before I knew. I stood outside your window pane with nothing but the falling rain. My heart was loud, my lips were closed, the truth too fragile to expose. You never knew I came that night. The porch was dim, the sky was white, with flashes drawn across the dark. I held my love like hidden sparks. Rain keeps the secret, washes it away. No one heard the words I meant, no one saw me hesitate. The thunder roared, I stayed unseen, between the drops and in between. The world moved on, but I still keep it safe in rain, where no one sees it. The storm passed through, the streets grew clear, but not the weight of staying near you. Lit a candle by the sill, while I just stood and loved you still. I could have called, I could have tried, but silence was the place I'd hide. And rain like me just softly wept for every vow I never kept. Rain keeps the secret, like it always knew. There's some confessions bloom too late to ever make it back to you. It whispered loud, it held me tight, and kept my voice out of the light. The world forgot, but I I still keep it in the rain, where I still keep it. We stood beneath the hallway light. No final word, no will to fight. Your eyes said more than you could say, so I just let you walk away. No shattered plates, no broken glass, just silence letting moments pass. We didn't cry, we didn't scream, just left each other in a dream. Unspoken goodbye, soft and cold. A quiet ending, sad and bold. No curtain fall, no last embrace, just fading steps I can't replace. The room still holds your coffee cup, the book you never finished up. I turn the page but find no end, no final chapter we could bend. I check the door, you're not outside, just memories I try to hide. We lost each other word by word in things we felt but never heard. Unspoken goodbye, soft and cold. A quiet ending, sad and bold. No curtain fall, no last embrace, just fading steps I can't replace. And now I live with empty lines, where love once bloomed between the signs. I whisper what I couldn't say into the wind, you walked away. Unspoken goodbye, always near. The loudest thing I couldn't hear. You disappear without a sound, but in my chest you're still around. I watched you leave without a word, the loudest silence I ever heard. I meant to speak, but held it back, afraid I'd say what I can't take back. There was a breath, a second's pause, a chance to name the thing we lost. But words got caught behind my pride, so all I did was stand and hide. What I did call, or letters I can't send at all. It wasn't that I didn't feel, it's just I never let it heal. The weight I carry still today is what I didn't say. You waited longer than you should, hoping I'd speak what no one could. But I mistook your patient heart. This time I'd always have to start. Now I replay that final scene where silence filled the in-between. And though the moment's long gone past, my quiet still outshadows facts. What I didn't say still finds me when I pray. It weaves into the songs I write, it whispers in the edge of night. Not saying it was my mistake was louder than a heart could take. And what I owe you to this day is what I didn't say. I walked alone down the evening street, with echoes soft beneath my feet. The city lights were blurred and low, and in my chest the silence grows. I saw your face in every pane, reflected back through drops of rain. But you're not here, it's just the air that wraps around like you once cared. Velvet in the rain, your voice still lingers, like warmth that slips between my fingers. Memories dance in candlelight and hold me close through quiet nights. The window hums a gentle tune of jazz and shadows in my room. I sip your name like vintage wine, still tasting you in every line. You haunt the space between the notes in every letter that I wrote, but never sent, just tucked away for rainy nights like this to play. Velvet in the rain, your voice still lingers, like warmth that slips between my fingers. Memories dance in candlelight and hold me close through quiet night. The storm is soft, but so am I, a fragile heart beneath the sky. I trace your name against the glass and watch it fade like all things past. Velvet in the rain, I still remember the way we danced last September. Your echo walks beside my pain, wrapped in velvet in the The door was closed, but not all the way, like you wanted me to find my way back to where we used to be, before the silence quietly grew deep. The hallway smelled like late July, the air was warm, the clock ticked by, and there it was, that little glow from the lamp you never turned too low. You left the light on, like you knew I'd come, like love could wait even after it's gone. You left the light on in that quiet room, and somehow it still feels like home because of you. I stood there longer than I should, wondering if you understood that I was scared. Not that I didn't care, just didn't know how to say I would have stayed. Maybe we both made mistakes, but not all hope has to break. Something shines soft and long, even after you're not holding on. You left the light on, like a silent plea, a simple way to say you believed in me. You left the light on, and even though you're gone, I find my way back to love where it belongs. We almost held hands in the dark, almost kissed beneath the stars, almost said the words we meant, but left them floating in the wind. We almost made it past the fear, almost let the silence clear. We danced around what could have been, but never let the truth begin. More than almost, that's what we were. Not quite lovers, not just words, stuck between the might have beens and everything we didn't end. I still feel it in the space where you were almost in my place. It wasn't nothing, it wasn't close, it was more than almost. We almost met at better times, but hearts don't move by perfect lines. You looked at me like you just knew, but held your heart a step too soon. If time had waited one more breath, would we didn't have a place to be, just stood outside, just you and me. The porch light flickered soft and low, and in that glow the night moved slow. You told a story halfway through. I smiled and nodded, I just knew that nothing big would need to start. It only took a quiet heart under the porch light. The world stood still that night. No perfect lines, no grand display, just your shadow leaning my way. It wasn't planned, it wasn't bold, but something there began to hold a memory that still feels right under the porch light. We didn't speak of what we felt, we let the silence speak itself. The wind was soft, your hand was near, and in that space I lost the fear. Some love begins with fireworks loud, ours just settled in a cloud of amber light and breathless air. A moment small but fully there under the porch light. No need to ask, no need to fight. It's where I knew and didn't know that letting go would let us grow. I pass that house from time to time and feel the peace that once was mine. Not everything needs to burn bright. Some things glow like porch light. Some things glow under the porch light. The world stood still that night. No perfect lines, no grand display, just your shadow leaning my way. It wasn't planned, it wasn't bold, but something there began to hold a memory that still feels right under the porch light. You closed the door, but not the sound. It lingered long, it stayed around. The room was still, but not my chest. Goodbye had never felt like rest. Your footsteps faded down the hall, but something echoed through it all. Not what you said, but what you meant. The silence shaped where you had been. Echoes after goodbye, they stay longer than the cries. Not loud, not sharp, but always near. Like whispered thoughts I didn't hear. You said it soft, but it rang wide. And now I live with what's implied. Not your voice, but what survived. Echoes after goodbye. I talk to walls you used to lean and hear the way you used to mean. A laugh, a sigh, a shifting weight. The things we never calculate. Sometimes I wish you'd screamed instead, so I'd forget the things you said. But echoes live where noise can't stay. echoes after goodbye. They hum beneath my lullabies. I try to sleep, but there you are, like starlight next to burned out stars. You didn't shout, you didn't fight, but still you echo every night. Not your voice, but what survived echoes after goodbye. We weren't loud, we weren't shy. We spoke with glances passing by. Between the laughter, between the sighs, there lived a truth behind our eyes. No confessions, no clear signs, but all the space was drawn in lines of hands that hovered close to hold, of stories shared but never told. We were almost quiet, not in words but how we knew. The way your shoulder leaned a bit, the way my breath would follow you. It wasn't love we dared to name, but something gentle just the same. A silence full of something true. We were almost quiet, me and you. No one asked and we did not explain the way our hearts were caught, but in the pause before a smile, we lingered there a little while. Some say silence means there's less, but we both know it can express what louder love could never show, the things that only quiet knows. We were almost quiet, like music held between the notes, a hush that said we understood without a single thing we wrote. It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, but I still feel you standing near. In every breath I listen through, we were almost quiet, me and you. The sky was heavy, low and gray. You said goodbye and walked away. I waited under that old tree, thinking you'd turn around for me. The sidewalk shimmered in the mist, but not a trace of your last kiss. The thunder rolled but never broke, the silence sitting in my throat. When the rain didn't stop, I stood there long enough to let the truth come falling down. No shelter left, no solid ground. You were already gone, but I still held on to the moment, to the thought, when the rain didn't stop. I used to love the sound it made, but now it feels like slow decay. Each drop reminds me what I lost, each step another quiet cost. People passed, the hours blurred, I stayed there without a word. Sometimes love just fades away, like a storm that comes but doesn't say. When the rain didn't stop and the sky never cleared, I learned that missing you was something real, not just a fear. you were already gone, and I was still not ready for goodbye when the rain didn't stop. In the back of my old desk, beneath the notes I never sent, are folded pages left unread, with all the things I should have said. I wrote them late on sleepless nights, under a yellow hallway light, afraid to give, afraid to show what only paper seemed to know. Letters in the drawer, hidden like a quiet war. Every line a piece of me that you were never meant to see. Love I couldn't say aloud, so I wrote it down somehow. Years have passed, but I still store those letters in the drawer. Some are smudged and some are torn, traces of a heart too worn to risk the weight of one reply. So I kept silence by my side. Would it have changed a single thing if I had sent just one of them? Maybe not, but maybe two. There was a time I almost knew. Letters in the drawer, whispers I could not ignore. Even now I read them slow, just to feel you long ago. Truth I couldn't face back then finds me with a trembling pen. And though we're not what we were before, I keep those letters in the drawer. I saw you standing in the rain, your coat too thin, you look the same. I almost called, I almost waved, but all my words got washed away. You glanced around but didn't see the version of you next to me. The one I built with could have been, and all the love I kept within. One step late, that's how it goes. You turn the page before I chose to say the things I meant to say, to stop you when you walked away. door was there, the chance was close, but I was one step late, almost. You smiled at someone just behind, and I erased you from my mind. At least I tried, or told me so. But some goodbyes don't really go. If I had moved just half a breath, would we have changed what came next? Regrets, a quiet kind of weight that lives in all we hesitate. One step late, and you moved on, while I stayed trapped in what was gone. Not tragedy, not fate, not pain, just seconds lost like summer rain. I loved you, that I'll always know, but I was one step late, too slow. It started with a drizzle, then turned into a song. Each raindrop on my shoulder felt like you all along. I didn't bring an umbrella, didn't think I'd need one, but your memory followed me even after you were gone. I walked the same old street, the lights are soft and dim. The world is holding quiet, like it's waiting on a hymn. My coat is getting heavy, but my heart is heavier still. You're not just in the past, you're in the silence that I feel. Rain on my way home, falling like the words I never said. Every step alone echoes all the things I should have kept. You're not here tonight, but I still walk where we once stood. And the rain on my way home somehow feels like you understood. The coffee shop is closed, your window's dark and cold, but I still see the laughter from a memory growing old. I try to let it fade, but the sky just won't forget the way you held me close that night. The sidewalk glistened wet. I could turn around, take a different road, but something in me wants the pain I know. If healing means remembering you, then I'll let the rain pour through. Rain on my way home, telling me that some things never change. Though I walk alone, your voice still finds a way to say my name. The night is moving slow, but I'm not racing anymore. And the rain on my way home feels like you waiting at the door.